Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. Today I will share with you about two famous Muslim scholars which are Ibn Hazm and Ibn Taymiyah. We are from group 11 positive psychology subject. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Muhammad Nordin, AA17294. Today I will talk about background Ibn Hazm and his contribution. Now we proceed to the background of Ibn Hazm. Ibn Hazm in full name is Abu Muhammad Ali Ibn Ahmad Ibn Sa'id Ibn Hazm. He was an Andalusian Arab philosopher, writer, historian, jurist and theologian. He was born on 7th of November 994 in Cordoba, which is now known as Spain. He was born into a noble family. This is because his grandfather Sa'id and his father Ahmad both held high positions in the court of Umayyad Caliph Hisham II. In addition, Ibn Hazm entered active politics himself. At the age of 32, Ibn Hazm finally renounced political life and devoted himself wholeheartedly to scholarship. After that, Ibn Hazm's most important work is the Book of Religions and Sects. Ibn Hazm received an excellent education in religious science, literature and poetry. Now we move to the contribution of Ibn Hazm. The contribution of Ibn Hazm in psychology. He was produced a book which is Tawq al-Hamamah, The Dove's Neck Ring. This book is about a collection of prose passages and poetic illustration about love and lovers. In classic Arabic literature, the dove was a symbol of love or romance. The ring was a reference to a necklace or adornment around the neck. The book was intended as a means of adding adornment to love. The dove neck ring was distinguished by penetrating insight into human psychology. So secara senangnya, Ibn Hazm ni dia banyak berkaitan dengan love dalam psikologi dia ni. Untuk nak tahu lebih lanjut pasal Tawq al-Hamamah ni, anda boleh tengok dekat description, saya akan letak link dia. Tu antara list yang ada. The Sign of Love, On Falling in Love and so on. Actually, Ibn Hazm was produced 400 books and now only 40 are available. Jadi inilah antara buku-buku yang dia ada. Al-Fisal fil Milal wal Ahwa wan Nihal is about tracing on religious and school of thought. Mudawat an-Nufus is about character and behavior. Al-Akhlaq wal Siyar, moral and behavior. Al-Kitab al-Muhalla bil Athar, the book ornamented with traditions. Muqtasar al-Muhalla lil Ibn Hazm, an abridgment of Ibn Hazm fiqh manual. So that's all from me. I will pass this presentation to my partner.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Thank you to Firdaus. So now is my turn to present about the Ibn Taymiyah. Okay. Full name is of Ibn Taymiyah is Ahmad bin Abdul Halim bin Abdul Salam bin Abdullah bin Al-Khadir bin Muhammad bin Al-Khadir bin Ali bin Abdullah bin Taymiyah. And he was born, dia dilahirkan 10 Rabiul Awal di Haran, mana satu kawasan di sebelah laut Turki. and he is also the source of the Wahhabiyah, and at the mid 18th century traditionalist movement of Islam. So next is a life of Ibn Taymiyyah. Actually, he educated in Damascus, where he has been taken in 1268 as a refuge from the Mongol invasion, and he later stepped himself in the teachings of the Hanbali school, and he also acquired an extensive knowledge of contemporary Islamic sources and disciplines. Ibn Taymiyah ni dia selepas ayah dia meninggal dunia, dia menggantikan kedudukan ayah dia sebagai guru besar mazhab Hanbali dan memangku jawatan selama 17 tahun. Dan disebabkan benda ni, banyak permusuhan yang berlaku dengan penganut mazhab Syafi'i, sehingga jawatan tu dia terlepas dari tangan dia. And then dalam peperangan yang dahsyat, Utbah Ibn Taymiyah berjaya menggembleng rakyat dan menarik hati Raja Mesir, dan untuk mengangkat senjata untuk melawan orang Mongol. Yang paling dahsyat adalah pada 1302 Masihi, Ibn Taymiyah ni seorang gagah dan berani sehingga orang Mongol dapat dihalau dan mengalami kekalahan yang besar. Next is contributions of Ibn Taymiyah, itu sumbangan atau perjuangan Ibn Taymiyah ni terhadap Islam. Ibn Taymiyah actually designed a return of the sources of the Muslim religions, which is he felt had been altered too often to the extent or another by different religious sects or school. And then Ibn Taymiyah ni juga dia mengecam amalan bid'ah seperti menziarahi kubur-kubur keramat. Kira dia ni menentang sekeras-kerasnya lah, sehingga kan dia dipenjarakan beberapa kali. And then in theodicy, Ibn Taymiyah wished to describe God as he is described in the Quran and as the Prophet Muhammad did in the Sunnah, which is lead him to side with historical school in disagreement with contemporary opinion. So last, what we can learn from him adalah banyak perjuangan yang diperjuangkan oleh Ibn Taymiyah ni. Antaranya adalah dia salah seorang yang mengecah kubur-kubur keramat. Lepas tu pemujaan terhadap golongan wali untuk membayar niat di kubur-kubur berkenaan. Dan tindakan beliau ni menjadikan sehingga beliau ni dipenjara sebanyak beberapa kali, 5 kali. Dan beliau ni juga banyak menghasilkan kitab, antaranya kitab Al-Sarim Al-Maslul ala Syatim Ar-Rasul, kitab Fatwa Misriyah, kitab Majmu' Al-Fatwa Syekh Al-Islam Ahmad Ibn Taymiyah. Dan semua kitab ni adalah karangan yang dihasilkan oleh beliau sendiri dan disenaraikan dalam Al-Asma' Al-Lafat Ibn Taymiyah oleh Ibn Al-Qayyim. Dan apa yang menariknya tentang Ibn Taymiyah ni adalah semasa dia berumur 7 tahun, Dia telah menghafal Al-Quran, hadis, belajar tafsir, tauhid, fiqh, usul fiqh, sejarah, ilmu kalam, nahwu, saraf, balaghah, matematik, ilmu mantik, seni khat dan bahasa. Dan ini menjadikan beliau ni sangatlah dikagumi dan menjadikan beliau ulama yang menguasai banyak ilmu, dan beliau memang seorang yang berdisiplin dengan ilmu. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.